Today I'm answering the question that someone gave me about how do I feel beautiful even when I'm ugly. This is a very powerful topic and I think it's going to help a lot of people. My name is Sumedh Chatterjee. I'm a flow state specialist, so I help you feel your best and perform your best. First of all, you got to ask yourself, why does beauty matter? Okay? Beauty matters because it's depicting that your genes are healthy, that you can provide offspring, that you could have more status, move around, right? All these different things. Beauty is almost like a secret weapon, right? That you can use in order for you to become successful or move forward in life. Now, if you feel ugly, you might feel like, oh man, I have a weird deck of cards that I've been dealt with, right? Like life hasn't been kind to me or whatever, or my genetics, blame it on your genetics or something like this, right? But you also got to understand these viral toxic trends of people who are absolutely like pinnacles of beauty when they've been photoshopped, edited, cut, and having their skin cut, going under plastic surgery and the knife. It's these filtered illusions and unrealistic expectations that you first need to distance yourself from if you are going to be beautiful. So number one, you've got to go from a 3D idea concept of beauty in the physical world to a 5D understanding of beauty, allure, magnetism in the metaphysical world. Okay? The charisma is your energy within your body. The allure is the energy within your body. One is a masculine principle, one is a feminine principle, but both can kind of be aligned together, right? When you feel ugly, you feel like you're wrong for being here. You feel wrong for doing things, right? I also want to point out to you that the person who asked this question, you use the word feel, right? Feelings are not facts. You said feel beautiful and feel ugly. You got to also understand that other people's opinions might be projections of you. So if they're calling you ugly, it might not be the real case, okay? Truly, beauty is a perception, okay? And if you perceive yourself to be beautiful, you will emanate and broadcast that beingness. The concept of beauty doesn't really exist, like, if you really think about it, right? We talk about beauty being in the eye of the beholder. Something might look nice on paper, but then you start to explore and you're like, whoa, this person has a weird personality, or like, there's other elements missing. So beauty isn't really seen as this holistic thing, often a superficial thing. Everybody has a different personal preference, right? And oftentimes it's associated with external traits, not the internal traits. But I think the internal traits make somebody way more beautiful than just the external. Whenever you feel like you're not beautiful enough, you gotta remind yourself of these things, okay? Because you're gonna forget. Society's gonna make you forget that you're beautiful. It's gonna make you feel that you're ugly. Actually, if you look at it, the beauty industry is huge. How many people are selling you all of these products to make you feel small, to make you feel ugly, that you're not good enough? You gotta reclaim that power, take it back. Beauty is also dependent on who you wish to attract. Now, this is a very important thing that I'm saying right here, okay? So let's say that you are a rocker chick. You're probably gonna attract some kind of a rock star dude into your life, right? Like some level of that, like a little bit of that grunge, alternative, that kind of guy, right? If you were a cowboy, you're gonna probably find like, a Southern belle, like cowgirl type of archetype, okay? So this is more archetypical in nature, okay? If you were a king, she has to work on her queen. If you are a prince, she has to work on her princess archetype. If she's your muse, then you are the artist archetype. It's very important that you understand archetypes because they are the impersonal, unconscious aspects of us, our personalities, that have been going on for millennia and lifetimes that we haven't even noticed. Is just formed as a part of our human minds and our collective constructs, okay? I understand the power of biokinesis and changing and shape-shifting my body. I've done it many times throughout my life, okay? Go back to my old videos. I was not the same person that is speaking to you right now, okay? I'm just not. Go back to my very, very first videos and look at me now. Look at me now. I'm getting paper. My belief is so strong on certain things, if I make it an intention to listen to subliminals for beauty for just a month, I'm gonna be more beautiful. I just know that. Why? Because I believe in that. My faith is so strong in that my subconscious mind is on my side. I treat my subconscious mind like a best friend. I don't put it up on a pedestal asking it for things. Oh please give me this. No, I think it's there already. And when I do the inner work of doing this, like I feel like shining, I feel attractive, right? I feel magnetic. Of course, other people are going to notice that. Try asking yourself, what is beautiful about me? And focus on those traits. Let's see if you can embrace those traits so much that they can amplify and take over the system. You have a great Greek aquiline nose, embrace that. Maybe the rest of your features aren't that well defined, but you can still be like, hey, this is lit, right? And sometimes we'll have just like one body part or one thing that we're just very ashamed of or we're very insecure about. Listen, you got to speak to that body part. Let me tell you something. You got to speak to that body part. Externalize it, make it a personalization, okay? For example, if you're a young woman, you don't like your boobs. One boob is bigger than the other, whatever it is, right? You speak to that boob. This sounds weird. You're cracking up right now as I'm telling you this, but it's true, okay? You have to speak to that part of your body in order to gain a better relationship and understanding with it, because it is a part of you, whether you like it or not. You can't just like amputate your arm if you don't like it, right? You're gonna have to build a better relationship with it and learn from it. Why am I so insecure about you? What is really going on here underneath the surface, okay? Let's take an example of me in my own life. I've always had this weird thing with my knees, okay? So my knees would heavily crack, and I always felt this insecurity around that. Like, my knee joints are weak or something like this, right? And so it really started to impact my body. Now, when my knees started getting a little bit stronger, I started doing this movement, right? Like this, and then the other way around. And then I started to notice that I actually did that very recently, and now I'm gaining power over that because I now have a new way to have a response to my knees and what they're really doing. And yes, they'll kind of swell up with pain and different things like this. In the past, I would just kind of shame it and be like, my knees are weak and my knees are weak. But that's just going to perpetuate it. It's just the same thing as you calling yourself ugly. That's just going to perpetuate your ugliness. You get what I'm saying? Just because you don't look like someone that you find attractive doesn't mean you're not attractive. Many different things are beautiful. I mean, look out in nature. Do the rocks look like the trees? Do the bees look like the flies? No, everything is unique and different, completely beautiful as its own thing. So if you go by a superficial standard of culture, that's going to be problematic. But also, we can't let ourselves slide, but we can't look at an unhealthy image of somebody who's super overweight and say, oh, they're a plus size model. It's okay to be that way. Yes, I get it. The acceptance is okay. That's also unhealthy. You have high blood pressure probably. You're like sweating so much as you're climbing 2 steps, right? You really have to get, okay, if you feel good and you're a little bit overweight and you feel good in your beingness, you have high energy, you're getting things done, you're happy with yourself, that's great, okay? And even the models who you see are very, lean and skinny. They probably hate themselves, okay? They probably still feel like a perfectionist and they're still trying to attain some kind of unrealistic standard, right? So many things are beautiful. It doesn't mean everything has to look like one thing. Automatic self-esteem boost for me. I'm not comparing myself to other coaches. Fuck that. I'm comparing myself to mythological characters. Okay, this is how I've been able to transcend out of this weird dualistic, paradigm of like, oh, you have to look like this, but wait a second, but you're Indian though. Why do you have blonde hair? Other people's perception of my image has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with them. Then there's the other thing of cultural context, right? So what is like the cultural context that's in your culture, it might be considered beautiful. In another culture, it's not so much, right? So it's like, depending on where you're moving and locating yourself, you're gonna be more or less beautiful. So relax for a second. You're not ugly. You're just not your type, okay? So why don't you make yourself your type and love yourself, irregardless of how you look. Bro, if you're a man also and you're worrying about your appearance so much, that's chick stuff, okay, man? I'm gonna be honest with you. If you're taking an hour doing your hair and using hair gel and all of these different cosmetic products and, you're finally trimming your nails and painting them, and no offense, but it's a little bit girly. That's all I'm saying. I don't think you should go that metrosexual route. I used to go there. But I don't think so, man. I think that it's very, it takes you away from you just beasting and doing your thing. You get what I mean? Like, your appearance, bro, is the least interesting thing about you. Mirror work is really, really powerful, and it's gonna help you out. So look in the mirror, play a song that you really love, uplifting song from start to finish, and connect with looking at you. Feel seen. Most people that you think are weird or awkward or ugly, they're just introverts, man. You get what I mean? Like, they're just quiet in their own worlds. There's nothing ugly or weird about them. They're just not as charismatic as some other people, and that's fine. Does everybody need to be as loud as everybody else? Not really. You can be the silent observer and still get along with your life. I'll tell you something, okay? Pretty privilege, beautiful privilege is true. It's definitely true, 100%. Okay, I'm not gonna sugarcoat things here. But also, there's some facts that we can't undo in the real world. Also, I don't like the word ugly, man. It's not a nice word, right? We think of the ugly duckling when we think of this. It just bypasses the subconscious mind to make you weaker and not like smaller in your personality, right? Playing small. If you feel that you're ugly, sometimes you play small in the real world. I'm not focusing on being ugly, bro. I'm focusing on being strong, tough, articulate, intelligent. Beauty happens as a byproduct of that, of me loving myself, loving life, going about it in the right ways, taking care of my body, working out, doing certain things that make me feel good. Hey, listen, man, I don't have a six pack. You know what I mean? I have a belly where I'm like dreaming, like, man, what if I was like ripped, man? Like, however, that's just me in my fantasy. You get what I'm saying? And I'm gonna work towards getting abs, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna work towards it, but at the same time, it's like I'm not there now. So why am I like floating into like the future self and trying to imagine what it would be like? I just take ideas from that future self and have him tell me the things I should be doing now. So I close my eyes and do this visualization where my ripped or healthy self, right? Healthy and beautiful self in the future is giving me advice on my beingness, on my character today. You might have heard something about symmetry in this thing. Asymmetrical things are more human in a sense, okay? Symmetrical things are usually found like in nature, and of course you can take the example of the Vitruvian Man and things like this. I think it's about aspiration and faith towards beauty. You get what I mean? Like, that's really what's gonna make you beautiful. Because if you don't listen to subliminals that make you, like male beauty subliminals, female beauty subliminals, they work, man. They work, okay? Don't think for a second that they don't work, because they do. It's just you haven't put in the time. Maybe your subconscious mind keeps blocking it. So you might need a subliminal booster or a subliminal, unlocker or a blocker. Maybe you're too attached to the outcome. Maybe you're like, I need to get this. I need to get this. And that's why it's not manifesting. Because to manifest, you need a level of detachment. It'll happen, it won't happen. But I know that it's a part of me, right? Like that feeling has got to generate. Bro, I could give a fuck about what those TikTok stars are doing, okay? Right? What the fuck? I'd rather be showing up, serving the planet, healing people, waking them up from their zombie fucking trance like that. I'm not worried about how sharp my jawline looks in the mirror so that I can... Bro, I have a chisel for that. You get it? I'm working towards it. That's what a man does. He's solution-oriented. He's not looking at it like, oh man, I can't change my face. I have this round head. I hate my round head. I wish it was more oval. Bro, why don't you start owning that round head like it's the coolest thing in the world? And you make fun of people who have oval heads. Bro, get the fuck out of here, right? That's true confidence, right? That's actually how I think. Like, I'm the most fucking beautiful person in this world. You got to get to that level. It's not cockiness. Other people don't have to know what's going on in your mind. Other people don't have to know that you're thinking like in this way. They'll claim it as, oh, it's conceited, it's narcissistic. Oh, you're so vain. Get out of here, you shrimp. I don't even want to know that opinion. I think a lot of pimples on your face. Are you sure that you're eating correctly? Is your diet okay? Yo, I'm working on my testosterone. You think my face isn't gonna get acne? What are you talking about? Okay? Another thing is experimentation. How many times has my look changed on this channel? Go back and see. How many times has my look changed? I'm not the same person because I'm constantly evolving. You get that? And you have to have that mindset if you're looking at beauty. You're not ugly, you're just resisting your own attraction. You're not ugly, you're just in the comparison trap. And hey man, some people, maybe they are just like atrociously ugly, right? They look like the Hunchback of Notre Dame or like some kind of a gremlin looking person, okay? Yeah, okay. You're an outlier then. I don't know what to say, okay? Maybe you went through a mutation or like some half of your face is burned, right? I get that and that understanding of how they would feel ugly, but at the same time, men are still gonna be men, right? They're still gonna be attracted to a person even if their face isn't 100% legit, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, hey, as a man, you're looking at the shape of the body and things like this too more. Hey, maybe back in the day, someone called you a potato, right? Or something like this, and now you're just holding on to that image. Bro, you got to be like a little bit more aggressive when it comes down to this stuff, right? They called you potato? Fuck being a potato, I'm French fries. I'll fry your ass in the deep fryer. Get the fuck out of my face, calling me potato. Why do I need to be a vegetable? Right? That's the attitude. We are not ugly or pretty, we just have a body that is designed to survive. This is a survival mechanism. Your body needs to be functional, not pretty. Remember this, your body is a storage system of your past. All of the memories that it's harnessed in Harvard, all the traumas that it's been through and still functioning, still it's solid, still it's serving you to this day. So give me a thumbs up on this video if this helped you out. If you know somebody going through something like this, please, oh please, send them this video. Let's get it. Upward Spiral Gang, may we never be the same again. Us. I'll see you guys soon.